Welcome to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta. We're honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference in our community and around the globe. And today we have the honor of getting to know Stacey Saed, a passionate moving contractor and the founder of Annestasis, Inc., a one-stop solution for residential transition. Stacey and her team excel at transforming chaos into well-appointed spaces. Whether you're moving into a new home, scaling down to a senior living community, or redecorating your existing space. With a deep commitment to creating healthy, welcoming spaces, Stacey uses her expertise to ease the stress of moving and redecorating, ensuring people have peace in the process. Now let's learn more about Stacey's journey, her unique approach to residential transitions, and how Annestasis, Inc. can assist you in your next life chapter. Stacey, thanks for joining us, friend.
It is always a pleasure.
Can you tell us more about your journey, how you started Annestasis, and the inspiration behind it?
Well, actually, you and I had an interview, I'm going to throw out 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and we were talking about Annestasis as it was a transition company, kind of a healthy lifestyle. And what happened was that was a great path, but it wasn't a specific enough path. And really my running lane is the home space. So what I did, Andrew, was just kind of peel back what I had done in the first year. And instead of it being strictly healthy lifestyle, which can incorporate a million things, I just narrowed it down to helping people get settled in. That's the best way I can describe it. And it came about, the inspiration to pivot, change, whatever we call it now, into that space, because I was in the process of a move and it was a stressful move. And I realized, I looked around and I remembered how many times I've moved and how hard it is. And also the fact that I could get people from that mover dropped off, oh crud moment, all the way to fully moved in less than a week. And I thought to myself, I bet everybody else can't do that. And what I found out was that is indeed true. That's a tough space for people to live, and be in. And that's what it started out, Andrew. I just wanted to help people get settled in, be that call that you made after the moving company left, to do all the things that you're supposed to do, but you've actually got to go back to work. That's what I was thinking. But in the meantime, I have met wonderful people. There's a huge market and a need out in the senior adult space that I did not know. And we specialize in that now after doing some practical one-on-one work with an existing company. The way that I like to think about Annestasis, it's still on mission. We're still helping people have a new life, but new life is actually happening after things are pared back. We're living in spaces that make sense to us, whether it is safer, less, those kind of things. It actually brings a physicality. I mean, and literally we can clean out an attic and I can ask the homeowner, how are you breathing now? And they'll say better. And see, it's not even one should not have anything to do with the other. And it does. So that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to help people live a new, robust, energetic life on the other side of one of the least most fun things to go through in life, death and taxes, moving. They're all up there together.
Well, I love that you understand the evolution of Annestasis and what the needs are for you and your clients, and to bring this calmingness to them. You're a creative, but come at it from a very welcoming and able to come into someone's space, and it can be daunting. And so being able to navigate these residential transitions for them is fantastic. Can you share some examples of these solutions that you've worked on with clients that have really made you excited?
One of the memories that comes to mind is a real estate agent hired us to depersonalize a house. And that's not staging. That means all the things that normally a real estate agent would shove under a bed or tuck in a closet or move out of the way for their photographer. What this agent did was actually hired us on behalf of the client paid us, but hired us to pack that first layer. So and then because of that, we got it clean and clear and ready for the stagers. That put the couple that was moving out of town already on the way, and that offered a level of comfort there. The real estate agent had the clean, scaled down house that they needed, but the couple had some well-appointed packing already done in their garage. That's just one example. Another example that we're working with right now is a woman that is going to a different level of care within a retirement facility. You would think that that's no big deal, except it's one more scale down. So imagine 2-bedroom, 2-bath that they've been in for 8 or 10 years. I mean, so, they have accumulated things. It's a smaller home, but it's a home nonetheless. And they've got to move into a studio. And we are helping with that process as compassionate people, helping make decisions. And those aren't easy decisions either. Those are hard decisions as people are losing a little bit of their independence. And that's an emotional place. So those are two that jump off at the top of my head. And obviously, I think the place that we excel the most is to allow people to tell their stories and also help them make decisions that are going to be the best for them about what they are taking and what they aren't taking.
There are a lot of emotions that come with downsizing or moving. Talk about your team approach and how you dispose of unwanted items and helping people live in a space that they're most comfortable in.
The process is this. The first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to make an assessment. And I'm going to find out what the goals are. What are our goals? We're moving from a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, whatever that case may be. That's the first point of contact. And I'll create an estimate based on that. But when my team gets in there, what we do, Andrew, is we're very methodical about starting the process one around the other. So let's say it's a declutter and a downsize. What we're going to do is take one room at a time. And I'm intentionally, depending on the age and the stage of the client, going to schedule a 2-hour session, a 3-hour session, but we are absolutely not coming in there for 8 hours so we can wear someone out. We want to be very sensitive to the fact that decisions are exhausting, and we can do that. So what I'm doing is having dialogue with my team, and they're doing packing, but I'm also working side by side, usually with the client, and we're choosing this print, that print. How do you feel about that chair? Well, that. So to answer your question, all of a sudden we have a surplus of things that are thrown away, which we do, give away, or that we're taking. I mean, those are that's it. And what we're doing is we are taking off as quickly as possible the things that are given away and the things that are thrown away. We don't want to leave that maybe space for a customer to have to revisit what we already accomplished. So at the end of the day, we have packed things that are going to be removed, and we can send those to charity. Then it might be a bigger situation where I am calling in a fantastic company like, Garrett Wingett or Junk Luggers or someone else that, hauls things off in a larger scale. But my goal in the process is to always keep the customer looking forward. If they begin to look backward, that's where the stress begins. All the thing they're leaving behind. If I can't keep them on that focus of either by having a floor plan of what will fit in that space, constantly looking at where we're going, not where we're leaving. I think that creates a level of comfort. So the team is, we'll work our way around a living room, a dining room, a kitchen. We'll go into the bedroom areas. It is extremely intimate, and I'm always honored when someone trusts us in that space. It's a part of it.
I love that you talk about feelings and how you make people feel most at home in their new space. Because there's a moment of distress typically when someone reaches out to you, how can a client or prospect prepare before they reach out to you to not only be on board, but prepared for you to come in?
It is always helpful when someone is on board with what is happening. So if they are moving from 4,000 square feet to a single bedroom apartment somewhere else, getting in a good headspace about being okay with that is always helpful because we're working on the same team at that point. Also, being able to clearly define what it is that they love. If you've got it all around you, you don't necessarily ever have to say it because it's just there. But really taking an inventory about that bookcase, that chair, that's always helpful. I've walked into homes where they've kind of done that mental exercise and they're ready. They're ready to tell me that bed, that table, I'd like to see that work in this room. Some of it may not, but they've done the work. And that would be the prep work, I would say. Figure out what you love the most and let's have that conversation.
Talk about your favorite moments working with clients, like you recently had a creative way of moving additional unwanted items through an estate sale or your ancillary services that you've come up with because of your growing business.
Well, one of my favorites, I'm just going to throw you out there. So at the holidays, we do holiday decor. And one of my favorite times was when Lacey and Andrew were parents of two children, and Lacey was pregnant, and here was Christmas, which was your favorite season. I mean, without a doubt, you guys had it out there. And our process was so fun. It was wonderful. But you were also able to go through a lot of things and start to pull back and go, God, I don't even know now. Does that even make sense? That's probably one of my more favorite moments, because it allowed you guys to celebrate the next season of your life, which welcoming your youngest son in, and also be able to have that holiday. Some of, we certainly did the, we joked, they're not dead estate sale yet. And, that's what we called it. It was more than a garage sale. And that was great too. They had fantastic stuff. And that was just fun to be able to do. There is a space, Andrew, between an estate sale and a garage sale that I don't know that is fully being utilized right now. So if anybody's listening to this and you feel led, I see a gap. Some of our other projects, obviously, anytime that we can go in and really alleviate clutter. We just recently moved a woman that has moved all over this country. She has been everywhere, and she is accustomed to moving herself. And she has finally gotten to the age that she asked for a little bit of help. But I'm telling you, we could tell that we were working alongside her, not for her. She was really doing it. That was so rewarding because we were able to allow her to have her agency, her input, her everything. And we were, body doubling. We were companioning her in that space. Love doing that. One of my favorite things that we do offer our customers is there's a gentleman, Don Lawler, and his company is traditionally a wedding photography company, but he also can make a beautiful coffee table book with the stories and gorgeous photographs of some things people are leaving behind. I think that is genius, especially for the kids that are helping their parents pare down. So if we can take a photograph of the print from, China, and the one from, the Christmas ornament from Paris, and whatever that case may be, a beautiful photograph with the story. That way they're not leaving it completely, it's all not being taken from them. So I could go on and on. We have such great clients, but those are three. And, you guys are certainly top of the list.
And it was so much fun to have you at our house and to have that third person to really remind us that we don't need all 27 boxes of Christmas stuff to put up, and to be in that transition in our family, not to feel overwhelmed, and to alleviate that stress was huge as we prepared to welcome our third child in 11 months. So there's a lot going on in our family, but we've decided that you are going to be the kickoff to our holiday season each and every year to help us be that person to get things organized and really curate a space that we feel most alive and comfortable and cherish the holiday season with our friends and family.
That's why, Andrew, I think it is such a family relationship, because there's so many transitions and we just all need that extra little help. And maybe we meet because it's a huge move, but then there might just be some things like, hey, I need to turn my dining room into an office or whatever. We can continue to be that compassionate, caring companion in that space, helping people as they go through, different changes, holiday or not.
Talk about the corporate partnerships like relocation services, big corporate clients, or what you'd like to see blossom in this next season as Annestasis expands.
This is what I've told a few people. The moving company and the relocation company that understands the human piece of that process is going to be the winner. So taking what we do and incorporating it in the not the dollars and cents, but just the boxes, the physical move, considering the human beings that you've just dropped off everything they own in their house is really going to be key. So for us, partnering with relocation specialists, partnering with moving companies, being that extra value, I think it's golden, because I think if the larger companies ignore it, somebody's going to figure it out. Me as an independent entrepreneur is figuring it out, but how much more effective would it be if there were partnerships in that? And every time somebody from FedEx got transferred, part of the package was Annestasis could come in and hang the pictures and get it all ready for them. So that's one less layer of stress. To me, that means that the big company cares. And so we want to be a part of companies that really care for the people that they are transporting. So whether it's a huge moving company or a corporation within there, I just think having and acknowledging the human piece is going to be solid, not only because it means a lot, because I think it'll hit the bottom line, truly.
When it comes to the rise of remote work and how anyone can live basically anywhere with the work that we do now, and able to customize that concierge piece for making that house a home and to feel at home in their new transition, whether it's going from that 4,000 square foot home to a 2,000 square foot home or going into a senior living facility, there's really so many emotions that come along with that. So having Annestasis on speed dial for any life change is huge, to be able to have that extra person and humanize that moving aspect. There are so many moving companies, like you said, that move well, but then you have a ton of boxes everywhere. So crafting it with care is tremendous. Where can people go to learn more about Annestasis and talk about these standard packages that you have, and when it's a good time to contact Annestasis on their journey through moving?
Annestasis, ANNESTASIS.com is the website. And on the website are the packages that we offer, if that's helpful. It gives people a range of what we can do. Renewal, refresh, revive. Those are the names that we give those packages. And the prices are actually on the website, which I think is honors everyone in their budget. That is where you can find us. We also have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a page on LinkedIn. We've got a YouTube channel that is sorely underutilized, and we'd like to see more of that. But we're a little bit of everywhere. But the bottom line is anybody can text or call me at 901-258-2066. I love to have a conversation. I love to tell about the story. I have an excellent team. I would be nothing without the fun and fantastic people that work with me on my team. It would be very unimpressive. So we would love to just be a part of anyone's transition in their living space and beyond.
Well, Stacey, thank you so much for helping clients rest, restore, and renew their spaces and homes through the work that you and your team are doing with Annestasis. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Andrew. Always a pleasure.